Hello, this is Uberjohn123 with my Razer Onza Tournament Edition review. This is a Xbox 360 controller made by Razer, specifically for like pro gamers, even though it's banned in MOG because it's that good. But it's like an upgraded controller. It's not like a Mad Catz ripoff where if you need a cheap controller, even though this is $50, which is a good buy because it's cheaper than a regular, which is usually $60. And they have a lower model which is $40, and I'll show you the differences later. But the major changes are, sorry that the Xbox sticker's off, but it came like that. It's kind of defective, but it really doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference in-game. The buttons, if you could hear, they're actually clicky instead of like a mushy feel, and they're shorter so that they have quicker response time. I'm kind of going to go off random tangents, but let me turn on my Xbox here. If you see really quickly, no wait, actually it's better if I just do this. If I turn this on, you'll see, I guess I won't show you. Just wait a moment, and the stickers light, or the buttons light up like you see here. And it's a 15-foot, as I'm pretty sure, braided cable. It's a very thick, durable cable. It has a quick release, so if you pull on it, it won't exactly like break your Xbox. They have the start and back buttons on the bottom, which you have to get used to using your thumbs instead of up here. You have to push all the way down here. The D-pad is 4 different buttons. Even though it's green, it does not glow, which would be kind of cool. The triggers, they're like longer, but they have more pull time. So I found out that if you use something like a single shot weapon like a pistol or a FAL in Modern Warfare Black Ops, you have to, it's harder to use. The controller has like a rubbery feel. And one of the major things is the analog sticks. If you look here, they're raised first off, so they kind of are like mini FPS freaks, so more precision. But if you look, they have like little ridges. This one's lower and this one's higher. And if you twist those, basically they tighten or loosen. This one is loose because I don't need tight movement. So you can notice it's kind of loose really quickly. And then this one's tight because I need what do I say? Like more aim. So if you could actually kind of hear it, it kind of doesn't reach the end with a regular push. And this is like really tight. And then another major thing is there's 2 bumpers. Now, what do you think the second bumper is? An extra button for specific games? Why no. It's a multifunction bumper. These bumpers right here on the bottom ones with the little thing popping out, those are the regular bumpers. And then these bumpers are multifunction, which means that if you press these buttons here and here, remap left and remap right, and if you hold them and then press a button, you can make this button here, for example, I have it mapped to A, and if you can map this bumper here, map to right trigger, so that if I use a single shot weapon, I could just spam this instead of like pushing all the way down on this, which is helpful. And my only problem with this is you can't map this to your right trigger, or thumbstick button, or right trigger. You have to map it to this or left trigger. So you can't really customize it fully, but that's not much of a big deal. Sorry. Another problem is the analog sticks, this tight one, it's already loosening like really quickly, and since I usually, for some reason I kind of noticed I move to the left a lot, this right here, moving to the left, is looser than all the others. So that might be a problem if you like really tight controls, but loose, there's no difference. And you don't want to tighten it a lot. It's ergonomic, so it feels nicer in the hands. It does not support like the pucked, the headsets with like the little giant thing that you have to stick the whole thing into the headset that uses these 2 plugs on the sides. It doesn't work with the Onza, but they barely make those anymore. So unless you have an old Xbox and headsets that still works, that won't matter. It seems that it's you don't have to fiddle much with the plug. It's a lot easier to use. And as I said before, they have a $40 model of just the Razer Onza, not the tournament edition. The only thing is, it's textured instead of rubberized. There's no customizable tension. And I think it's a little bit more raised for a trade-off. The buttons don't glow, and I'm pretty sure it still has these, though, the multifunction buttons. I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure they're there. You could check on razerzone.com to be certain. But overall, this is a 8.5 out of 10. It's a really good controller if you play a lot of FPSs, but I'm pretty sure in fighting games, this D-pad actually is a bad thing. You don't want 4 different buttons. So fighters, if you play Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and Tekken, this is not your controller. But if you play FPSs and racing games, this is your controller. $50 for the better version. Still cheaper, $10 cheaper than the regular controller. Definitely a buy if you're looking for a new controller. So I don't want to repeat myself again, but about 8.5 out of 10 if you're the right gamer, 8 if you're a fighting game. And that's it. We John 123 out.